In this episode, I want to take you scuba diving to Costa Rica. It's one of these amazing places where you still get to see huge schools of fish. There's sharks, there's rays. Also for the mackerel lovers amongst you, there's seahorses, even mantis shrimps. I really hope you enjoy this episode. Let's roll the intro. Costa Rica offers stunning landscapes, from their ruggedly beautiful coastlines on the Pacific side to its volcanoes and the many islands along the coast. Except for Cocos Island, the majority of dive sites can easily be reached by fast day trip boats with experienced staff on board who will ensure that you have a great time scuba diving. Not far into the dive, it becomes apparent how diverse the underwater world of Costa Rica really is. You can experience a large variety of fish species within a short time. The truly spectacular fact is the large quantities and the massive schools of fish you can encounter. Some of the schools are so large that it is hard to see where they start and where they end. Costa Rica is also home to the Southern Stingray. The male only grows to about 70 centimeters, that's about 2 feet, whereas the females can easily grow to twice that size. Their tail has a serrated barb that is covered with a venomous mucus. The barb is only used for self-defense, and the venom is not deadly for humans. However, it is rather painful, so best to avoid stepping on these rays when you wade through the shallow waters of beaches where they often rest in the sand. Next to their eyes, the rays have so-called spiracles. These spiracles are used to suck through water and push it through their gills, extracting the oxygen contained in the water in order to breathe. This is vital as their gills and mouths are located on the underside of the rays and often buried in the sediment they rest on. Costa Rica is also home to many different shark species. In Caño, where I filmed these scenes, there is an abundance of white-tip reef sharks. They are a Harlequin shark and rather small by comparison to other shark species. The white-tip reef shark rarely exceeds a length of 1.6 meters, which is about 5 feet. They are easily recognizable by their slender body and a short squared head and the white markings on their dorsal and caudal fins. As they are typically hunting in groups at night, the white-tip reef sharks usually rest in caves or sandy bottoms during the day.
Unlike most other sharks, the white-tip reef sharks don't rely on a ram ventilation to breathe. This means that whilst the majority of sharks need to swim to breathe, the white-tip reef sharks can pump water through their gills and can conserve a lot of energy in this way. Whilst these reef sharks mainly hunt in groups at night, you can see individuals also hunting during the day. As Costa Rica has such an abundance of fish, the sharks have no problem diving into the massive schools and finding their next prey. It's truly fascinating watching these predators when they hunt. Costa Rica is a perfect example that reefs and fish flourish when the fishing is tightly regulated and sharks are found in abundance to keep the food chain healthy. Apart from large schools of fish, sharks and rays, Costa Rica has generally healthy reefs. They host the typical subtropical corals and fish species one would expect to find in the Pacific coastal areas. Another sign of a healthy ecosystem is the abundance of subpredators on the reef. For all your mackerel lovers, there's good news. Seahorses can be found for the scuba divers that have a trained eye to recognize these well-camouflaged small creatures. Even the tiny mantis shrimp has its home on the reefs of Costa Rica. If you have enjoyed this video, I invite you to our next Oceans Diving Destinations episode, which is about Dominica. See for yourself how good the reefs look like and find out how I managed to dive with the resident sperm whales and how these giants of the sea reacted to my presence. Thanks for watching, and I hope you tune in next time.